This is an interview with Brainthrash on Saturday, February 13th, 2021 by Nick Burkell. Now, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Kami. I'm the vocalist of the band called Brainthrash, and I used to play drums too.
Now, can you tell me about getting your first drum kit?
Sure, we have to go to the year 2003. Um, I bought a drum kit from my friend after my army duties ended for about 100 euros. Um, the brand was called Viking or Titan, either one of them. Color red. It had some Pokemon stickers on them, and of course I didn't take them off because what's more metal than Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Um, it was a pretty random set. I didn't have any idea how to tune the drums. Had a weird collection of different cymbals, and I think it was missing some holders. But I managed to scrape together an entity that reminds drums. I didn't care about little details. I just went with my gut feeling about everything. I was lucky to find a rehearsal place right away, and I went there 2 or 3 times a week for about a year. Just practiced alone. I didn't do any covers or paradiddle exercises or anything that people usually do at the beginning. I just tried to come with some beats of my own and experimented and did what is interesting. And it had some pros and cons. I remember asking a friend who was more advanced drummer than me, how do you know if you're a good drummer or not? And he just told me that if you ever get to be in a band, they will tell you. And I once recorded myself into a C cassette and listened to my own playing. And at that point, I know I wasn't very good. But I kept on going, practicing, and yeah, that's about it.
Can you tell me about some of the music education you've received from either schooling or private tutors?
Well, there's a concept in Finland and other countries too, I guess, called forced piano, also known as mandatory piano, and that is when your parents at some point think you should do some musical, you should have a musical hobby, and they sort of ask you what instrument would you like to do. Oh, saxophone would be good. No, it's the piano. We're putting you on a piano. And I was in a forced piano when I was 7, and the teacher was highly religious. And actually, they hooked me up with the same teacher when I was 12, and this time the instrument was guitar. She just thought that Guns N' Roses is music for the devil, and that flame died out pretty fast. Um, uh, I still enjoyed music, and I thought I probably had some rhythmic talent, and I thought I could probably handle an instrument and play at some level at least. And in my 20s, I got a new beginning, sort of, when I got my drum kit, and I think that was an instrument that I could utilize my abilities, so to say. I always loved thrash metal. That's what I wanted to play, and there was no one looking behind my shoulder. I could just learn everything by myself and practice in peace. And I didn't really get any education for drums, but I took one lesson when I was 30, so I'm practically self-taught, but not quite. When I was 25, 26 or something like that, I started vocals, and it was just for fun. I just tried to learn songs from Bon Jovi, Judas Priest, and 80s metal and rock. But I also took lessons. I was professionally educated for 2 years or so. So for vocals, I got education. For drums. I'm practically self-taught.
Now, can you tell me about the music scene you feel like you cut your teeth in?
For a small town, Kuopio is pretty versatile. We have a music school in this town. The metal scene here is pretty old school. There's not too much mercy for false metal. Didn't really bother me because I always liked thrash metal and traditional heavy metal. So I think I got along pretty well. But you really have to find those weird guys, those music lovers that are not that mainstream, maybe sort of that are interesting somehow. So you have to find the right people, and I think mostly I learned about the essence of music and band environment when I had a 5 year period where I didn't play metal, and actually that period carried me into bringing Brainthrash alive again. But we're gonna talk about that later, I think.
Yeah. Now, in the music scene you're a part of, did you ever play any concerts or meet the guys in Unhoped?
Yeah, we had a couple of shows with them. I don't remember the year exactly, but it was a few years ago. It's not a like decade ago. A few years ago, and actually the guitar player of Unhoped, Kalle, mixed and mastered our full-length album in 2017.
How did Brainthrash form, as well as bring me up to date now on the band?
Well, this is a long story. I tried to make it short. Brainthrash has sort of two eras. First one started in 2005. The band started as a side project of another local band called Death Thrashers Kuopio, which is probably the most underground band in the world. I met Neva, guitar player who has been in the scene for from the 80s, basically. The Death Thrasher Scorpio style was like Sodom, not 1982, and it was too fucking Sodom for us. So we decided that we do some thrashier or technical um, music, like Creator and Sepultura, late 80s style. And the other guys told us that maybe you should do your own thing. And so we formed a band of our own. Never knew how to make killer riffs. I knew how to assemble them in a song. I think we wrote some good songs. Major Mayhem demo came out 2006. We found a cool vocalist called Topi, and his style suited for the songs perfectly. The demo's pretty necro. It could have been better, but it sort of left hunger for the future. And the problem was that we couldn't find other permanent members. It was sort of difficult, and there were all sorts of guys who just wanted to be in a band and play some sort of metal. And when they figured out that it's thrash metal all the way, they sort of lost their interest. They didn't have that exodus in their hearts. And well, we grew tired of constantly switching and changing the members, and the band was disbanded in 2007, probably. Now the second era began in 2012. I met Neva again. It was a suitable situation for both of us, and we decided that we should put the band together again. This time the style was more Bay Area style directed. Um, I wanted sort of real singing, not growling or anything like that. And I started learning vocals during the 5 year period that the band was disbanded. Uh, want I didn't play metal at all. I didn't want to do anything like metal wise. I just thought I should learn the drum instruments, like really learn how this instrument works. I practiced my ass off. I learned different genres. I played jazz and blues and funk and everything. And when we reassembled the band, I was like more powerful and a mature version of myself. And it felt good. We recorded a new demo. The songs were from the old days, but the 2012 demo was pretty good actually. I took over the vocals, but again we had some difficulties to get the full lineup together. And when we were pre-recording the full-length album, this was year 2016 or something like that. Neva decided to quit after 12 years or so. And we didn't have a drummer at that time. But the whole album became like a Braveheart process. Like if you survive this, you can survive anything. And the new guitar player, Sulo, took the bull by the horns and did an awesome job, recorded all the songs. And I did all the drums and also the vocals. And well, after that, after the album was recorded and released, everything kind of changed. It brought some new energy, and we got a solid lineup. And after that, it's been pretty good.
You started out as the drummer of the band and now are the singer. How has your songwriting contributions changed when it came to the 2017 Brain Rangers album?
It hasn't changed that much, actually. I still write lots of the songs. The guitar player Sulo has taken a bigger role. I'm sort of the conductor of the orchestra now, and it's more of a group effort. We still work in the rehearsal place, but we use computer and internet more, but only when it's suitable. In the early days, we just me and the guitarist jammed and laid out the heart of the song um, uh, in the rehearsal place, recorded it with a C cassette player, and I just wrote some random lyrics and hoped the real singer would improve them at some point, which never happened. Um, Now it's like when somebody has a riff or idea, they just send it over WhatsApp, and we have the current lineup for years now, so it has become a nice group effort where everybody has at least some part in the process. But sometimes I just program the drums, make the riffs, and sing the vocals, and that's the song. And the rest of the band either approves it or not.
For you, what did you think were some of the more technical songs on the album?
Well, I don't think the album is that technical. The song Thanatomania requires stamina from the drummer because it has some high tempo disco beats in it. The song is like sung from Rain in Blood, but that lasts 7 minutes. That requires some stamina. when we were recording the album, there were some challenges, of course. As always, drums were easier to record than vocals for some reason. I hadn't touched my drums like 6 months before the recording, and the so-called easier songs were the hardest. And like usually, that's how it goes. But all in all, it's pretty standard thrash. I don't consider it very technical.
What was your favorite song on the album, by the way?
Well, the album is sort of a collection of um, Brainthrash material during this 16 or 14 years. I don't believe I have a favorite. When you look back, it should actually have. I should cut off one or two songs. It would be tighter, but I love them all. Thanatomania is cool. It's a show opener. So
In 2019, you released the music video for Lagetti. Tell me about that video, and you guys are like in a mining tunnel or something, right?
yeah, there's a copper slash ore mine nearby, and nowadays it's a museum or a tourist attraction, and it definitely looks like a post-nuclear world from sci-fi movies. The song is about the movie 12 Monkeys, so it suits well. It was cold, and we worked hard. The budget was extremely low, but we had a great time. It was an awesome experience, and filming a music video is just what you would imagine. You pretend to play the song for 100 times and then start again. But the director, Niikka Makkonen, did an awesome job and brought the theme alive. And I'm really happy about the result. And with the budget we had, some low quality shit could have come out.
Now, you became the singer of Homestyle Surgery about 2 years ago. Can you fill me in on what's been going on with the band as of late?
Well, not that long ago, actually, 1 year ago precisely. Um, they're a band from Lapland, northern Finland. They needed a singer, and I loved their stuff so much that I decided to audition, and they accepted me. We recorded their second full length album during 2020, and it's now being mixed and will be released this year, 2021. The guys live around Finland, and one guy lives in Norway, so I don't think. Well, you never know, but I doubt that we ever get to play live. But the recording was easy and smooth. They gave me lots of freedom to compose the vocal lines, and it will be an awesome album. I enjoy the songs a lot.
Now, can you tell me about your favorite two or three songs on the album?
They're all great. I couldn't I couldn't name one or two. You just have to. It's a whole package. I love them all, honestly.
Tell me about your most beloved rare albums in your music collection. It'd be nice to hear about some really rare Finnish albums.
Um, well, there's an old school death thrash band from my hometown called Warmath, and their 1991 release Damnation Play is pretty cool. I have it on vinyl. The newer bands, well, there's Muslim Gate. It's also from here. It's a new wave of British metal type of music. They're into a Dark Affinity album from 2017. It's pretty cool. And then there's old school death metal band called Lantern, and their Below release from 2013 is pretty awesome. That's those are the first three that come to my mind.
Now, what would you say is your most cherished musical possession?
Well, I'm not too much of a materialist myself, but I have a one cool story um, that involves the Alcatraz Music Festival in Belgium. Um, we went there to see Violence, and we got to meet the band. I think their show was Friday, and we met them in Saturday. And yeah, they were in front of a pizza place, and their guitar player back then, Ray Vegas. Now they switched it to Bobby Gustafson, but Ray was the guitar player back then, and he gave me official Violence tour shirt, one of their first reunion shows, I think. Well, it was a nice souvenir, and I will always treasure it.
Can you throw out your favorite urban legend or ghost story from Finland?
Oh, well, skip our national folk epoch called Kalevala, which, by the way, influenced J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings very much. There's this hero slash anti-hero in the story called Väinämöinen, who sinks his opponent Joukahainen into a swamp uh, by casting a spell. And what's interesting about Kalevala is that, well, they have wizards and spells and all that, but the spells casted in Kalevala, they are made by singing. So basically, Väinämöinen uses his vocal cords to sink his opponent into a swamp, and that's pretty heavy.
Thank you. Would you like to go back to any questions?
Not really. Thank you very much. It's uh, it's an honor, um, and I'd like to send greetings to our fans and everybody listening to metal and this podcast. Keep it real.
This has been an interview with Brainthrash by Nick Perkel on Saturday, February 13th, 2021.